Welcome to The Factful Lens. In this video, we will dive deep into one of the most fascinating and controversial topics, astrology. First, let's start with the basics. Astrology is the belief that the positions and movements of celestial bodies, like stars and planets, influence human lives and personalities. It's an ancient practice that dates back thousands of years, rooted in the idea that our fate is written in the stars. From daily horoscopes to birth charts, astrology has woven itself into the fabric of popular culture. But why do so many people believe in astrology? The answer lies in its allure. Astrology offers comfort, identity, and a sense of control in an often unpredictable world. It's no surprise that millions find solace in the idea that the universe has a plan for them, especially during uncertain times. Its mystical language and personal touch make it feel both profound and relatable. However, in this video, we're taking a step back and examining astrology through the lens of science. If you're ready to explore the facts behind the myths, let's get started. Let's talk about the core idea behind astrology, the belief that celestial bodies, like planets and stars, have a significant influence on our lives. This claim hinges on the assumption that these objects exert some kind of force over us at the moment of our birth. But when we examine this scientifically, it quickly falls apart. According to physics, the strength of a force diminishes with distance, following the inverse square law. This means that as the distance between two objects doubles, the force weakens to 1/4. So, the farther away a planet or star is, the less influence it can have on Earth. And that's assuming it has any measurable impact to begin with, which, spoiler alert, it doesn't. Astrology suggests that the alignment of planets has a profound effect on a newborn. However, if we calculate the actual gravitational force these planets exert on a baby, it's astonishingly small. So small, in fact, that the gravitational pull of nearby objects, like the doctor delivering the baby, is far stronger. The walls of the delivery room exert more gravitational influence on a newborn than any planet in our solar system. When you combine these facts, it becomes clear that the fundamental premise of astrology is not supported by the laws of physics. It's a relic of ancient times, created when our ancestors didn't fully understand the nature of the cosmos. But let's say, for the sake of argument, that the planets do have some sort of effect on us. Even then, astrology runs into some major problems when we look at the real science of the stars and planets. First, let's address how astrology treats the stars. The constellations of the Zodiac are nothing more than patterns that our ancestors imagined by connecting the dots of distant stars. These stars aren't physically close to one another. They're scattered across vast distances in space. The constellation of Leo, for example, includes stars that are hundreds of light years apart. From Earth, they just appear to be grouped together because of our vantage point. This means the zodiac signs are purely an Earth-centered illusion, not universal truths. Now let's talk about planets. Astrology relies heavily on celestial objects visible to the naked eye, which is why planets like Uranus and Neptune don't play any role in traditional astrological charts. If astrology were truly universal and scientific, shouldn't these planets, and even dwarf planets like Pluto, be accounted for? Their exclusion reveals that astrology isn't based on a complete understanding of the solar system, but rather on outdated observations from a time when telescopes didn't exist. So, even if we assume celestial bodies have some mysterious influence, the science of the universe doesn't align with the static framework of astrology. But even if we set all that aside and give astrology the benefit of the doubt, we still need to ask, can it stand up to scientific testing? The answer, as you'll see, is a resounding no. Astrology has been put to the test many times using controlled scientific methods, and the results are clear. It doesn't work. Let's start with double-blind studies. In one of the most famous experiments, astrologers were tasked with matching individuals' psychological profiles to their natal charts. They claimed their charts would reveal personalities, strengths, and weaknesses, but their success rate was no better than random chance. In essence, flipping a coin would have been just as accurate. Another experiment tested astrologers' ability to predict life events based on birth charts. Again, their predictions performed no better than guessing. These results consistently show that astrology lacks predictive power. It cannot reliably link celestial alignments to specific outcomes or behaviors. But why, then, do so many people feel that astrology works for them? The answer lies in psychology, specifically the Forer effect. This phenomenon explains why people find vague general statements, like those in horoscopes, surprisingly accurate. When someone reads, "You have a great capacity for love, but you guard your emotions," they're likely to think, "That's so me." But the truth is, this statement could apply to almost anyone. Astrology thrives on these broad, relatable claims that create the illusion of insight. But beyond the science, astrology also struggles with its own internal logic. Let's start with different systems of astrology. Depending on where you are in the world, astrology looks very different. Western astrology uses the tropical zodiac, which is based on the seasons. Meanwhile, Vedic astrology from India uses the sidereal zodiac, and then there's Chinese astrology, which revolves around a completely different framework of animals and elements. Here's the problem. These systems often provide conflicting readings for the same person. If astrology were a universal truth, wouldn't all these systems align? How can they all claim to be equally valid when they're based on entirely different principles? Now let's tackle the twins' dilemma. Twins are born at virtually the same time and place, meaning their natal charts are almost identical. Yet, as we all know, twins can lead vastly different lives, develop opposite personalities, and experience entirely distinct challenges. Astrology has no way to account for these differences. If celestial alignments truly dictated our destinies, shouldn't twins' lives be eerily similar? The reality of their divergence highlights just how much our lives are shaped by environment, choices, and chance, not the stars. Here's the takeaway. Just because something is comforting doesn't make it true. Believing in astrology may feel harmless, but it can also divert attention from evidence-based approaches to understanding the world around us. This isn't about dismissing people who enjoy astrology. It's about encouraging everyone to think critically, ask questions, and seek knowledge backed by evidence. The universe is vast, complex, and awe-inspiring, and the truths we uncover through science are far more fascinating than any horoscope. If you found this video enlightening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit from this discussion. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Whether you're an astrology enthusiast or a skeptic, let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep reaching for the stars, the real ones, that is.